Two men, both fathers, both worked hard their entire lives, but they raised the same boy with completely opposite money advice. One was highly educated, a PhD, a respected government job, a steady paycheck, and a comfortable pension waiting at the end. The other never finished the 8th grade. He ran small businesses and built everything he had with his own two hands. Here is the strange part. The educated father struggled with money his whole life and died with almost nothing to his name. The dropout became one of the richest men in Hawaii and left a fortune behind for his family. So which father would you listen to? And why did all that smart advice lead to a lifetime of money stress? That question is the heart of one book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling money book of all time. Today, I'll walk you through 5 lessons from it that quietly separate the people who own their lives from the people who rent them. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. And most of us were taught the exact opposite. From childhood, the plan is simple. Go to school, get good grades, find a safe job, and trade your hours for a paycheck. Poor Dad believed that paycheck was safety. Rich Dad called it a trap, and he gave the trap a name, the rat race. Here is how the rat race works. You earn more, so you spend more. A bigger salary buys a bigger house and a nicer car. Your bills grow to swallow every raise, so you work harder, earn more, spend more, and the finish line never actually moves. Rich Dad said 2 emotions keep people running on that wheel forever: fear and greed. Fear of having nothing, greed for more. Get a raise, and fear whispers, buy something nicer. Greed agrees. The money is gone before it ever had a chance to work. Most people think the answer is simply more money, but more money poured into the same habits just makes the wheel spin faster. The rich break the cycle by asking a different question, not how do I earn more, but how do I make money earn for me? Instead of trading every hour for cash, they buy things that pay them while they sleep. Their money goes to work in their place. It begins the moment you stop letting fear and greed make your choices and start letting your money do part of the working. Because a paycheck feeds you for a day. A money machine feeds you for life. And building that machine is lesson 2. Lesson 2, you have to know the difference between an asset and a liability. It sounds obvious, but almost nobody gets it right. Rich Dad's rule was so simple a child could draw it. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out. That's the whole secret. An asset feeds you. A liability eats you. The rich buy assets. Everyone else buys liabilities that feel like assets. Here is where it stings. Rich Dad argued that your house, the thing you proudly call your biggest asset, is often a liability. Think about it. Every month it pulls money out of your pocket. The mortgage, the taxes, the repairs, the insurance, the endless bills. It feels like wealth because it's big and it's yours. But if it drains you every month, which column does it truly belong in? Now this one is genuinely debated, and smart people disagree. A paid-off home, or one you rent out, really can be an asset. The point isn't to hate your house. The point is to stop calling something an asset just because everyone around you does. Real assets behave differently. A slice of a business, a rental, something you create that keeps selling. These quietly pay you back. The middle class earns $1 and buys liabilities. Newer cars, bigger screens, things that look rich and silently cost them. The wealthy earn $1 and buy assets first. Then they let those assets buy the nice things later, almost for free. So before any big purchase, Rich Dad asked one question: will this put money in my pocket or take money out of it? Get that single question right, again and again, and your asset column grows. And a growing asset column is the whole game. Lesson 3. Mind your own business. And no, that's not about being rude. It's about where you put your real energy. Most people spend an entire career minding someone else's business. You work hard and you make the owner rich, not yourself. Rich Dad drew a line between your profession and your business. Your profession is your job. Your business is your asset column. A waiter's profession is serving tables, but the smart one's business might be the small portfolio, quietly growing on the side. There's nothing wrong with a job. The mistake is having a job and nothing else, year after year, with no assets to show for it. Picture a stool. Your paycheck is one leg. If it's the only leg, your whole life tips over the day that job disappears. So while you work for your boss, you also quietly work for yourself. Every payday, a slice goes straight into buying real assets. Rich Dad's habit was to pay yourself first. Before the bills, before the wants, you feed your asset column without fail. It can start almost embarrassingly small. One share, a tiny stake, a side skill that earns. The amount matters far less than the habit, because assets buy more assets. The dividends, the rent, the returns get reinvested, and slowly the column starts to grow on its own. Keep the day job, but stop working only for a paycheck. Quietly, deliberately, begin building a business that is genuinely yours. Lesson 4. The rich invent money. That sounds like magic, but it really means one thing. Financial intelligence beats raw fear. Most people never spot a good opportunity, not because it isn't there, but because they were trained to play safe and wait. Rich Dad believed the most expensive words you can say are, "I can't afford it." They shut your brain off the instant you speak them. Poor Dad said, "I can't afford it." Rich Dad banned that sentence and forced a sharper one. "How can I afford it?" One statement slams the door. The other puts your mind to work, hunting for a way, an angle, a deal nobody else noticed. That's what inventing money means. Not printing it, but training your eyes to see value where others see only risk, or nothing at all. In the very same falling market, one person sees disaster and runs. The financially intelligent person sees good assets suddenly on sale. Two people can stare at the exact same deal. The untrained mind just feels fear. The trained mind quietly does the math and acts. This intelligence isn't luck, and it isn't a gift you're born with. It's built. A little reading, small bets, real mistakes, hard lessons. Rich Dad wanted his money working hard and his mind working harder, because the brain is the real asset that buys all the others. Fear will always whisper, play it safe, do nothing. But doing nothing with your money is its own quiet, surprisingly expensive risk. So feed your financial mind like a muscle. The stronger it gets, the more opportunities appear that were completely invisible before. Lesson 5. Work to learn, don't work to earn. This one quietly decides who breaks free and who stays stuck for decades. Most people chase the biggest paycheck they can find right now, and they judge every single job by one number: the salary. Rich Dad chose differently. He took roles for the skills they taught him, even at lower pay, because skills compound for life. He said the world is full of talented people who stay broke because they know how to do one thing and only that one thing. The skills that build wealth are rarely the ones school praises: selling, leading, communicating, and understanding how money actually moves. A brilliant idea earns nothing if you can't sell it, but the person who can sell almost anything rarely stays hungry for long. So at any age really, ask of a job not only, "What does this pay me?" but "What is this going to teach me?" A skill stays with you when the job is gone. It can't be laid off, it can't be taxed away, and it pays you for life. Trade a little salary now for skills that make you dangerous later. That's one of the smartest investments you will ever make. Learn first, and the earning takes care of itself. Master real skills, build real assets, and the paycheck stops being your cage. So there you have it. 5 lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad that quietly separate the owners of life from the renters. Don't work only for money. Buy assets, not liabilities. Mind your own business. Build your financial mind, and work to learn. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. Pick one lesson and take one small step toward it this week. Only one. If this helped, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, where we break down the quiet habits that build real wealth.